What is up, YouTube? Basidio here. It's my new intro. Subject to change picture-wise. I'm not really an artist. That's actually a stock photo. Um, yeah, I got a few people willing to try to draw something for me, so I'll probably be using that. But definitely gonna add an intro, add a little class to my videos. Yeah, so I got a UU match for you today. It's against my friend Six Medallions, very good battler, so I knew it was going to be a tough battle. Using a new team. My team's at the top, his is at the bottom. Uh, kind of nervous about this game because I knew this. It's already over. I knew Six Medallions is a very, very solid battler, and I'm using a new team, and I'm really excited about this team. I'm I wouldn't say getting bored of my Hail team. It's just I like switching it up every now and again, and this is a really creative team. The whole team's based around the MeinPOW, and I'm using an odd MeinPOW set, something that's not really seen that often. It's sub baton pass with life orb, high jump kick, and stone edge for coverage. But the whole idea is, MeinPOW causes switches, get a sub up on the switch, and then I baton pass to whatever they switch in, something that can kill whatever they switch in. So I've noticed throughout all my games, anytime a MeinPOW comes in, Gligar, Quillfish, other things that MeinPOW can't touch are always switched in ghost types. So the team was based around that. So I got team that can really benefit from being behind a substitute. I got Shaman at Life Orb, beats every common MeinPOW switch in, and behind a sub, if it beats it or if they have to switch, I can fire off 2 Seed Flares completely safe. Swampert, who's just my stealth rocker, Special Victini, who is... I chose Special over a physical V-Create because if it's behind a sub, I don't want to have to switch out. I didn't want to Bandit or Scarf it because if it's behind a sub, I want to be able to switch moves if they switch. Bisharp, regular Swords Dance sub Bisharp, and regular sub CM Raikou. Now, the reason I chose those two, even though they have the sub already, is because if I pass a substitute to Bisharp, or if I pass a substitute to Raikou, I can go for the Combine or the Swords Dance right away, and that is a huge, huge threat to any team. So let's get started. I lead off with my Swampert. He leads off with his Victini. Remember, I'm at the top. Now, I've been seeing a lot of special Victinis, so I'm not going to risk the Grass Knot. Going to my Victini, and he does go for the Grass Knot, so good prediction on my part. He goes for the Blue Flare. I do the same. So it looks like we're just going to swap Blue Flares for a while. He'll win that little battle. So, I mean, if I can get his Victini down far enough, I really won't mind. But he makes a switch here after the second Blue Flare goes into his Kingdra. My Blue Flare misses. And that kind of sucks because now this Swampert can do, this Kingdra can do anything he wants, and he goes for the Dragon Dance. So I'm like, uh-oh. I don't have Roar on my Tubby, on my Swampert, so I just go for the Toxic. And I think I could go for the Earthquake here, do some damage, but I'll just get my Rocks up because this team really benefits from Rocks. So, gonna have to sack my Swampert, do very, very little to this Kingdra besides Toxic it. But I got my Rocks up. He goes for the Outrage here, which I was actually hoping for. Waterfall would have had a very small chance to kill. So I go into my Bisharp, resist the Outrage, go for a Swords Dance. Now I'm hoping he's still stuck in Outrage, but it was a 2-turn Outrage. It gets confused. So now I'm thinking maybe I should sub. I'll just play it safe and go for the Sucker Punch. and I take out the Kingdra. He did attack. He wasn't switching. So yeah, I was able to get rid of DD Kingdra, which is obviously a scary thing for my team. Now, I had faced 6 medallions before, and he made a switch because he used to run Specs Raikou, and now he's running Sub CM. So I'm like, uh-oh, this isn't good. So I switch out into my Victini, sack my Victini. I knew the Thunderbolt was coming. Now I go into my own Raikou, and this is going to be a Calm Mind War for a little bit. It's not the whole battle, don't worry. You'd think Calm Mind War, whoever won, it would just be a sweep afterwards, but turned out it wasn't that. So, both go for a Calm Mind. And we start doing the, I'm going to sub this turn, I'm going to T-Bolt this turn kind of thing. He goes for another Calm Mind. There's an obvious speed tie here, which does come into play. Goes for the Thunderbolt, takes out my sub, which sucks because I went for the Calm Mind that turn, and that wouldn't have broken my sub if I won the speed tie. But it happens. I mean, I'm not going to complain about losing a speed tie, especially in an instance like this where it wasn't like game-changing. But no, we're both just going for Calm Minds. I'll speed this up because it does kind of get boring. Calm Mind, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so I guess I'll just throw out the comment question now. I do these so sporadically. What's your favorite legendary dog? Suicune, Raikou, or Entei? Mine would have to be, aesthetic-wise, Raikou, honestly. Suicune's up there too. Entei I'm just about. But finally, he's at 4. I get to, not 4, plus 6. I get to plus 6. So now I go for the sub. Oh no, I go for, yeah, I go for the Thunderbolt. His does 25%. So I'm like, okay, there's no point in subbing. I'm just going to Thunderbolt. So I go for the Thunderbolt. Mine does 23%. So now I'm a little confused. Goes for the sub. And I realize he got max damage variant. So now he's doing 23. I'm not going for the sub because I saw 25. I'm not breaking his sub. So he's going to win this little Raikou war, and that is horrible for me, like horrible, because yeah, he's plus 6 Raikou, so my only hope is to make sure he's not behind a sub at the time he kills me, which I'm going to try to do with all of my heart. Goes for a sub here, so I figure I can, he breaks my sub, go for the Thunderbolt, don't break, he can't kill me this turn unless he gets a crit, so I'll go for the Thunderbolt, I'll be low, but hopefully he'll just go for the Thunderbolt this turn, instead of risking a substitute, because if I hit first and he goes for the substitute, it won't take. Does go for the Thunderbolt, thankfully, he does go first, so a sub would have absolutely killed me. Yeah, so now I go into my MeinPOW, predicting this, didn't predict the switch because he was at plus 6, go for the high jump kick, get taken down to half. Now I just go for a substitute here, predicting another switch, and he goes for the U-turn, so I just want to show you what a boss sub baton pass MeinPOW is. Baton pass, he goes into his Umbreon, behind the sub now. He goes into his, like I said, into his Umbreon. He can't do anything to me right now. So now I go for the Swords Dance. So now, I'm going to pause it right here and explain the situation. So, I'm at plus 2, behind a substitute, against a sub-CM Raikou. I know he has the sub, and I know he has the Thunderbolt. If he goes for a sub here, I lost, because I could, well, not necessarily. Let me rephrase that. If he goes for the sub here and I go for the Iron Head, he'll go first. I break the sub, and then I Sucker Punch, and that would lead to a Raikou death because he can't go for another sub. He'd have to T-Bolt, and the Sucker Punch would kill it. However, if he goes for the T-Bolt and I go for the Iron Head, I will lose my substitute, and he will die. If I go for the Sucker Punch and he goes for the substitute, he gets a free sub and can kill me and keep his Raikou. But if he goes straight for the T-Bolt, I kill him and I'm still behind a sub. So this was a huge mind game. This took, like, honestly, about a minute and a half before either of us made a move. I decided to go for the Sucker Punch for two reasons. One, I'm behind a substitute. When people see a substitute, they tend to just attack because they want to break that sub. The other reason is, say I go for the Iron Head and he goes for the Thunderbolt, I lost. Because I kill him, I kill the Raikou, Mienshao comes in, kills me, Sucker Punch won't kill, and there goes my only chance of winning. So I decide to go for the Sucker Punch, hope he goes for the T-Bolt, and this happens. Go for the Sucker Punch, and he does. He goes for the T-Bolt, that was a game-changing play. Very, very solid prediction on my part. Like, that was game-changing. I can't stress that enough. Now I go for a Sucker Punch. Doesn't take out the Mienshao. I thought maybe if he's at 88%, plus 2. But nope, he lives with 4% health. Go for another Sucker Punch, take him out. So now I got rid of two huge threats to my team, and it's now 3-3. So solid comeback. And honestly, that was all because of sub baton pass Mienshao. People don't expect it, so it leads to great things. He makes a great double switch here into his Victini and goes for a blue flare and takes me out. I can't stress how clutch that double switch was. That was amazing. So I go into my Mienshao, go for the Stone Edge. Like I said, 6 medallions is a very, very solid battler. This was such a good game. I'm honestly glad I got this kind of game with this team because I really wanted to showcase it. Goes for the Will-O-Wisp. Luckily, it misses. Goes for the Recover because I hit him with the Stone Edge. Stone Edge is doing 56%, so it should kill next Recover. Turns out I didn't even have to worry about it because I get a critical hit. So now is Umbreon's the last Pokemon left. If he has the Protect and I go for the high jump kick, it'll take him out, but Bisharp will clean up. But he doesn't protect. I guess he didn't want to stall it out any longer. And I win. So MVP of this game is definitely Mienshao. People see Mienshao and they instantly think Life Orb set or Choice Scarf set. And either one gets completely walled by Gligar, by Quillfish, by so many of these defensive Pokemon. Because fighting is such a threat in UU, people usually carry at least one Pokemon that can handle a Heracross, a Mienshao, stuff like that. So when they overpredict like that, not even overpredict, it's so standard. Even if I saw Mienshao, I would be 100% it was either Life Orb or Choice Scarf. So a sub baton pass set is game changing, as you saw. Especially if you baton pass a substitute to something that can take advantage of it, like a Shaman, like a Bisharp, like a Raikou. And as you saw, it changed a big loss. I was probably going to get 5-0'd to a 2-0 win. So great game 6 medallions. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Yeah, like this game just happened. I'm still amped. I can't wait to use this Mienshao more. Good game again, and yeah, see you tomorrow.